Hey guys, today we're going to be going over some installation procedures for the X45 and the X30. First thing we're going to do is put some tape on the transom as shown. Take a measuring tape and measure 4 inches in from the outside of the boat and place a mark. Next thing we're going to do is grab your hinge and place it up right even with the mark that you've made and flush with the bottom of the boat. Once you get that in place, you're going to take a pin and you're going to mark each hole for the hinge. So once you've got all the holes marked, you're going to take a 3/16 drill bit and run it in reverse and make a small mark on each hole. Then you're going to take a 21/64 drill bit and run it in reverse also and burn off all the gel coat around the hole. And now take your 3/16 drill bit in forward and go ahead and drill all the way through. Alright, so now we're going to take some silicone and we're just going to squirt a little bit of silicone in each one of the holes that you drilled. At this time we're going to put the tab on the boat. Get your 3/4 inch spacer and put it between the hinge and the boat. At this time, go ahead and run down all the screws evenly and be careful not to over tighten the screws. This step is very important. We're going to need to move the lower mounting bracket on the tab back about 1 inch. What you will need to do is remove the 4 bolts that hold the lower mounting bracket on. Move it back 1 set of holes, then reinstall the bolts. The X45 and the X30 take a special upper mounting bracket that look like this. If you do not have these, contact Wake Makers or Go Surfaces to order a set. So now we're going to go ahead and install the upper mounting bracket on the actuator and install the actuator on the lower mounting bracket in the farthest back hole away from the boat as shown. This step in the process is very critical. We're going to mount the actuator to the tab in the far back hole on the lower mounting bracket. We're going to put the upper mounting bracket onto the actuator. We're going to take a 1/4 inch spacer as seen that I'm using in my right hand and place it between the actuator and the tab. This is used to hold the actuator up off of the tab and help me get a better placement for the upper mounting bracket up against the hole. We're trying to get the upper mounting bracket in line with the top crease of the flat surface where the upper mounting bracket mounts. We also want to verify that the actuator is straight and not in any kind of bind. Once we've done this, take a marker and simply trace the outline of the upper mounting bracket on the hull so we know the placement. Alright. Now we're going to fully extend the actuator using a 18 volt or less drill battery. We're going to take our angle finder app, calibrate it to 0 on the hull and place it on the tab. Ensuring that our upper mounting bracket is within the traced outline markings of where it should be, we should see anywhere from 12 to 9 degrees of full deployment. Optimal would be around 10 to 11, but 9 to 12 is well within specifications. So once you've got that done and where it needs to be, we're going to remove the upper mounting bracket from the actuator. We're going to hold it up against the hole, and we're going to go ahead and put a dot on each one of the 4 corners inside the screw holes so we know where to drill. We're going to drill these out in the same way that we drilled the hinge, with a 3/16 in reverse just to make a mark, then a 21/64 drill bit in reverse also to clean off all the gel coat around the holes. And then we will take our 3/16 drill bit in forward and drill all the way through. So now that we've got the 4 holes drilled, just take some screws, 2 will be plenty, and just kind of run the upper mounting bracket in. Just run it down just kind of nice and snug to hold it in place. Because we're going to take a 21/64 drill bit and we're going to drill out the inside hole where the wire goes through. Now remove the upper mounting bracket and remove all the tape. Now we are ready to fully install our upper mounting bracket with the wire through. Now let's go ahead and silicone up the holes. Just put a little bit of silicone in each one of the holes. You can put a little bit of silicone underneath the upper mounting bracket if you want, but don't put too much because when we tighten it down it's going to go everywhere. So now let's take the upper mounting bracket with the 4 screws and go ahead and run everything down nice and snug. Now let's mount the actuator to the upper mounting bracket using the supplied hardware in the Linko actuator box. Then we're going to get the 2 black spacers that also came in the Linko actuator box, 1 long one and 1 short one. We're going to place those between the rod on the actuator and the inside of the lower mounting bracket. Those will ensure that the actuator will not come in contact with the lower mounting bracket as it fully retracts. Please pay special attention to how we run the wire through the upper mounting bracket. You're going to want to run it through the upper mounting bracket down, and then you're going to go up and around, and then now feed the wire through the upper mounting bracket through the hole. Alright, so now that we've got the wire out of the boat by removing the back carpet piece, we're going to take an 18 volt or less drill battery and fully retract the tab. Use your angle finder app, calibrate it to 0. You should see somewhere around 24 to 29 degrees of full upward deployment. Now we're going to fully extend the tab using your angle finder app again, calibrate it to 0. We're going to put it on the tab and you should see anywhere from 9 to 12 degrees deployment. Alright, once we've got all that done, we're going to go ahead and put the Deutsch connector onto the end of the Linko actuator. Remember that the white wire goes to pin number 1 on the Deutsch connector. Here's an up close view of the actuator and the wire routing so that nothing gets pinched. And once we've got all this done, everything looks good. We can move on to the other side, the exact same. And once we're done with that, you move on to the electronics on the inside of the boat. And we appreciate you watching the video. Have a great summer. Thank you.